What's going on, everybody? It's the NBA Guru Show. I'm Zach. This is Naf. I'm wearing the Sacramento shirt tonight. Texas Tech just beat Arkansas, and Darian Williams from Sacramento hits the game time three in regulation and the game winning shot in overtime. Crazy stuff in basketball today. We got the Kings just trucking over the Blazers, and we got lots of different stuff to talk about. We're gonna have conspiracy corner about Keon Ellis. We're gonna have stuff about the Lakers in one of the craziest finishes in regular season NBA history. We're gonna be talking about Mike Bibby being the new Sac State coach and much more. How you feeling tonight, Naf? This was kind of a crazy day in basketball.
Yeah, the Kings game probably was the worst game. One of the worst games of the night. But yeah, the Texas Tech game that just ended was crazy. Second biggest lead blown in the Sweet 16 in tournament history. And yeah, Calipari. He took Arkansas farther than I expected. But yeah, see someone from Sacramento hit those big shots, and also the pretty much the game winning shot at the end, and also the game was in San Francisco at Chase Center. So yeah, that was a fun game. And then the Lakers game was one of the craziest games I've ever seen. It might be the craziest regular season finish I've ever seen. That was like Reggie Miller versus New York and stuff at the end there. But we'll get to that. We would start with the Kings.
Yeah, Kings just blowing over the Blazers here, 128-107. They did it from the first quarter. Keegan was hot in the beginning, 36 in the first quarter. And there's really not too much to talk about. The Kings shot the best of the year, so with 63%.
Yeah, I think they shot their highest single season field goal percentage, 65%. And what's funny is that they didn't even shoot well from three.
Yeah. They only shot at 37%. 20 turnovers for the Kings as well. And we still Sabonis with 6 turnovers and 6 assists, 1-to-1 ratio. Not great, but Levine took over. He made a bunch of his shots. Keegan played well. Malik Monk was decent off the bench, 16 points in 17 minutes. That's pretty good. And the big news of the day to be honest, the biggest news of the Kings game is that Malik Monk was off the bench. That could be conditioning. That could be he was sick all week and they try to bring him in slowly. Could be all those things. But I think we just heard from Doug Christie talk a little bit, and he said that he's good with anything, and they'll consider stuff like that in the future. So didn't really give any definite responses or answers, but I think he's just they'll just go with the flow. They got to know at this point that Keon Ellis's plus minus impact on the game is just top tier for this team.
Yeah, career high 6 steals today for Keon Ellis. But like you said, maybe he just doesn't want to play his hand too early. Maybe it's just strategical. What's the point in telling? There's really no plus side in just saying, "Oh yeah, Keon Ellis is going to start for the foreseeable future, and Malik Monk will come off the bench." But if it ain't broke, don't fix. If it ain't broke, don't what the saying is.
Yeah.
Don't need to adjust it. So you got to stick with Keon Ellis as the starter. Yeah. So there's no need to, I think, change it. I think he's gonna stick with Keon Ellis as a starter.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna stick with it. Okay.
Yeah,
I like that.
So
they have to know the stats. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to stick with it. Until unless it completely goes south next game.
Yeah.
Then you have to stick with it. But yeah, I would be shocked if he put. You could even play the injury. Just play the injury. Say he's still recovering, like you said.
Yeah.
Just play that card, so it doesn't seem like it's just a benching.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. Kings. It was. We gotta just take a look at the standings at this point. Let's take a look at the standings here. Let's see here, posting it up. We got it up here. Let's go this way here. And Kings back in 9th spot. They were actually 10th for a little bit before the Dallas game ended. And it's still basically 9 or 10 at this point. And I mean, Phoenix still right there.
Are you
I
sure?
mean,
I
it's
don't
gonna be
know. I
close
mean, you
to.
say it's 9 or 10, but Phoenix is right there. Like you said, Dallas was
Yeah,
9 right before the Blazers game, and then right now the Kings are gonna go on a six game road trip, 5 game road trip, something like that. I mean, the opponents obviously like
yeah,
Charlotte, Washington. Some of the opponents, I think the next game is at Orlando. Some of the opponents aren't too difficult, but you never know. And
yeah,
like you said, Phoenix has the strongest strength of schedule. But yeah, silly season. You don't even know who's playing and who's not.
yeah. No, for sure. You're absolutely right. It's gonna be 9, 10, or 11. I mean, we have what? Is it 9 games left now?
Is it 9?
After
It's
this one, I
36 to
think
37. Yeah.
so.
9,
Yeah,
yeah.
so that
You're right.
will 9 games. How many do you think they have to win out of the nine to make to be in the play in?
Good question. I think well the thing with
Gonna share who's
the problem with Dallas is they just got Anthony Davis back. So if they didn't have Anthony Davis, then I wouldn't be too worried about them. They did win
yeah.
today. But out of those 9, I would say they need at least 4 minimum, maybe 5, probably
Okay,
5 to
okay.
be honest.
Oh, you think they got to go 5-4? 5-4 for sure.
I think
I
4 and
think
5
5-4 for
and
sure gets
maybe
them
in
in
5
play
and
in.
4 they should be locked in.
Yeah, 4-5. I think you have to win that Phoenix game
Oh,
at the end of the
that's
season, the
true. That's
last
true.
game of
That's the big one. That's a big
yeah.
one. Yeah,
But yeah, like what were you gonna
Dallas beat
say?
Orlando today, and Orlando isn't. They don't roll
Yeah,
over. They're a good team.
I think the Kings are playing them next on
Yeah,
Saturday.
that's who. Yeah, I think it's like
It's gonna be it's a weird
11 a.m.
time.
West Coast time game or 2 p.m. Sorry, 2
Yeah.
p.m. West Coast. Yeah,
2
yeah,
p.m.
yeah.
West Coast. Phoenix 61% strength of schedule, which is insanely difficult. But like you said, injuries, stuff like that could happen. We go down. Sacramento was number 2 for the last like few weeks. They're now at number 14. A lot of their harder games are out. They got a bunch of easy. I mean, a decent amount of easy, like Washington, Charlotte, Orlando. Those are winnable games. And then if they can just win one or two of the toss-up ones, anything could happen. Let's take Dallas at 17. They got Brooklyn, Toronto, Chicago at
I'll
Hawks.
say
I mean, Bulls is looking
those are
hot.
Dallas has kind of that's not that easy.
No, like the ones that are supposed to be easy are kind of like they're like anything could happen. I mean, Bulls just beat the Lakers twice in like a week or
Yeah, the
something,
Bulls.
right?
I mean, the Bulls. The problem with the Lakers is they can't hang with the Bulls. Young, they're like a young run and gun team, and like we're just the old team. We
Yeah.
want to slow the pace down. Yeah, we'll talk about that game. Like I said, probably the craziest ending I've ever seen. When I was watching, I couldn't believe it.
I mean, I think people want to talk about it.
We could
Talk
talk
about it
about it
now at
now. We
this
get out of
point.
the
They're
way.
just
I mean, we could talk about it. That was the
let's,
craziest ending I've ever seen. The Bulls are a good team. They have Kobe White. Um, Max is in the chat talking about the baby Bulls. Yeah, Kobe White, Josh Giddey. I mean, Josh Giddey is crazy. All they didn't even give up a pick to get Josh Giddey. Yeah, so they just
yeah,
traded Alex Caruso straight
just
up.
Caruso, right?
And Josh Giddey's been,
Yeah,
I think he's averaging like almost 25, almost a triple double in the past few games. But yeah, the problem with the baby Bulls
right.
is we can't hang with them because they're just young and fast and run and gun. But the reason we lost that game is, I mean, I'm just gonna say LeBron at the end was, I mean, he looked like he was just trying to throw the game. Like if his name wasn't LeBron James, I think Lakers fans would just be, absolutely irate, absolutely drilling him if he didn't hit that game winner yesterday. But yeah,
Oh yeah.
if you just watch what he did at the end of the game.
Just leaving Patrick Williams wide open
Yeah,
and the
yeah. Let me
softest
see. I
pass
could
you'll
I
ever
could
see with 10
share.
seconds
Yeah, I
left.
could share. See, so just to show what he did and how bad it is. Hopefully, let me know if my connection goes bad. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
just look at LeBron here, man. Look at the end of the game. Just his defense
You can even full
was.
screen
Yeah, I'll
that.
bring it back right here. This is really where he cost us the game. I mean, look at him here. Like, where's he going? If you just
Yeah.
watch. Like, look at his defense here. Why is he going out to Valanciunas? I mean, I know Patrick Williams isn't a good 3-point shooter, but come on. And then the inbounds, like that's a poor
Mhm.
inbounds. I mean, this is like rookie mistakes from LeBron. I don't know if he was just maybe Stephen A was just in his head a little or something, but on the back-to-back or something. But
he was spending too much time with Pat McAfee.
Spent too much time with Pat McAfee, and then Austin Reeves. I thought that was game right there, but and then this is crazy right here.
Yeah,
the Josh Giddey half-court game winner. I mean, to give up 9 points in 10 seconds it's just, I mean, that's just poor execution, and that's all. That's on LeBron, to be honest.
The Bulls are looking fun and young and winning bigger games right now, and they basically gave all the crap that they had to the Kings, DeMar and Levine.
Yeah, they did, but they are looking. I think they got a steal with Matthias Buzelis at the 11 pick from the G League Ignite. Good. I don't know. I'm surprised that he fell that far, but that was a great pick. And who knows? Maybe they can win the lottery, and if they don't make the playoffs, and maybe they'll be. I think that would be a good Cooper Flag team. If we saw.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be crazy.
Yeah, Cooper Flag today brought 30 points.
Just wanted to bring this up. Kevin Huerter, I think he had 21 points and 5 threes. Dude's been lighting you up in a bunch of big games lately with the Sacramento one to start off. It's been a little theme. Every time a team plays Sacramento, they start having a little run.
Sacramento's a get-right team,
Phoenix
apparently.
Had a little run.
Using build your confidence.
That's hilarious. Lots of comments today. I appreciate everyone showing up tonight. If you guys want to like, subscribe, follow us on Spotify, Instagram, Apple, all that stuff. I mean, that is one of the craziest. And I think I saw that it was the 9th longest recorded game-winning NBA shot at the buzzer. Josh Giddey was at 9th.
Ninth is 47 feet. You would think it would be higher. I mean, that was a long game-winning shot.
Yeah. Kings fans here remember the Tyreek Evans shot on New Year's Eve, 50 feet long in 2010, or it was like a couple days before New Year's Eve, 50 feet long. The Devontae Graham one was crazy at 61 feet. And last year, Max Strus's shot, I think it was against Dallas, 59 feet long. It's pretty good.
Benjamin saying, can we stop comparing the Kings to the Bulls? Kings look way more bleak. Bulls at least have some youth and a first. Who compares the Kings to the Bulls? Is that actually something that? Oh, is it because DeRozan
Bulls West,
DeRozan and Levine? Yeah.
Everyone.
No, I mean, if you compare the futures, we talked about this a couple last week. Like, we think Sacramento has one of the bleakest futures in the league. We didn't even bring up Chicago, just because I think the other two we talked about were Phoenix and Dallas. But yeah, Chicago has good young pieces. I don't know about that deal they gave Patrick Williams, but he is starting to play a little bit better.
Oh yeah. You know who's was the most excited about today's game for the Lakers game?
Stephen A. Smith. I don't know who.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith and Kendrick Perkins, man. They're gonna have a lot to talk about tonight. Yeah. I mean, they just had a field day. This perfect timing for it to happen, just to cook them tomorrow. Yeah. First thing on First Take.
Yeah, that was. I'm sure Stephen A. Smith will have his pom poms in the air when that happened. But listen, man, I don't know why LeBron's going on Pat McAfee in the first place. I don't know why he's poking Stephen A. Smith. That's another thing that's another rant I could go on. Like, we have the playoffs in a few weeks. We're battling for a top 6 seed. And Stephen A. Smith, why are you even name dropping him? Why are you going on McAfee? Why can't you just save that for the offseason or something? Because Stephen A. Smith, he's obviously going to he's going to milk this thing. And that's just what he does. That's his line of business, He's going to milk it as much as he can and try to get what he can out of it. I mean, he went crazy today talking about how we got a little personal, but he was talking about, like LeBron not being at Kobe's memorial and all that stuff. And then he started to apologize for that.
Which was not true.
Yeah.
Right?
So, I mean, just a couple grown men, acting like children, honestly. But LeBron needs to lock in. I mean, you just saw that end to the game there.
Bob Gay saying that he was in Indiana, it just worked out. Yeah, that's true. But I don't know, if the Stephen A. Smith stuff doesn't happen and that stuff doesn't go crazy, maybe I feel like it was a little bit of a, hey, like I went on the other guy's show kind of thing, like get cooked a little bit. But I don't know.
Yeah. I think you're right there.
But since we're talking about it here, let's just go straight to the Sacramento Kings, back to the Kings a little bit. I just want to talk about Conspiracy Corner here tonight. We said that we were going to do Conspiracy Corner. I'm bringing a little Conspiracy Corner tonight. and we'll talk about Keon Ellis. Keon Ellis, I seriously think the reason the Kings haven't been playing Keon, like he should be playing like 35 minutes a game, 32
Played
minutes a
31
game, right?
tonight.
I mean, yeah, he played 31 tonight, but for the year, I'm gonna be talking about as the year, as the whole entire year, because with Mike Brown and Doug Christie, like the totality of the season, he's averaging 24 minutes a game this year. He should be averaging what, 32? You say 31?
I think he should be averaging at least what? How many minutes is he averaging this season?
This year with Brown and Doug Christie, total like 24 minutes.
No, he should be averaging at least 30. But
Yeah.
like I said, I
So
mean,
I think
go ahead. I'll let you do your conspiracy corner.
No,
I'll let you finish.
I was just gonna say the main reason that I think the Kings are not playing him as many minutes is the people upstairs are telling him, "Hey, chill. Like we got to give this guy a contract soon. He probably deserves like 15 to 18 million. Like that's probably a decent amount number. 14 through 16, 14 through 18. That kind of number is what they're thinking. And that's what him and his agent might want. But I think they're trying to not get his minutes, not giving him a lot of playing time to try to get that down to like 12 to 15, maybe, around the 12 to 13 range. So it's, I don't know. That's one of the big reasons I think they're not playing him. It's a conspiracy. People in the chat can tell me I'm wrong. I'm just throwing out. There should be no reason Keon Ellis should be on the bench. I mean, they're so much better. They're better when he starts. Everything is better with this team when he's playing a lot of minutes. His impact, his plus minus is always great. This team is an analytics team. They got so many guys that are stats, and Vivek, a big data guy. Keon Ellis should be playing way more minutes, and I think the reason is the money. It's always comes about the money.
Interesting conspiracy there. I think some pushback on that would be, is Vivek, is he a cheap owner? I feel like I don't know. I don't think he's really considered, like a cheap owner. And then if we're talking about contracts, I mean, we said that we'd offer him like between 12 and 15 million. That was a couple weeks ago. We thought that was a fair value that would probably go up if he starts playing the way he's playing and he does get 30 minutes. So I think in the next couple of weeks, your conspiracy is really going to be tested, because like you said, he started today. We'll see if he's on the bench the next game and his minutes go down to around 20, 25 again, then I think you might be cooking something here. But it's still early, and I think the big thing is just the difference in salary. I don't think it's too much of a difference if you pay him 11 and 18, 15 with the salary cap going up 10%. That's the only thing I would say about that conspiracy.
I don't know. They might be trying to find any wiggle room, anything to save a dollar when you got two $50 million players on the team. I don't think Vivek's gone over the luxury tax or anything like that in his tenure as well. I know maybe there hasn't been a reason enough to really do it, but it's just some of the reasons why he could be. I don't know. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. People can talk about it. People can see. But that's
interesting.
That's just
I think like I said, we'll see in the next couple of weeks whether you I think that'll show a lot about the conspiracy. Why haven't you think they're just holding out? Why haven't they paid him? Can't they just pay him now? Usually it's better to play players early, so that, like you said, they don't start outperforming their contract and end up asking for more.
Yeah. I think he's still got another year and stuff, so I think they'll do it in the summer. That's the time
they
where
probably
they
just don't want to do it during the regular season in case maybe some injury happens or something. But I mean, you could always is an option. Just pay him now. Pay him. Maybe they should have paid him in January. I mean, when he was like you said, his minutes were low. So yeah, it's interesting.
I mean, they gave him his contract was like $1 million or $2 million a year. It was crazy, the contract that he's on now. Let's see, PK, the famous PK. Kings won't be able to keep players long enough to build a real team. I mean, this new CBA kind of causes a little bit of more transactions and stuff like that. So it's going to be tougher to keep players more long term, I feel like, in the future. But I mean, if the way they're the respect in the league by players and coaches and other teams, how they perceive this team and how they deal with players and stuff like that. I mean, Fox leaving, the assistant coach leaving, Wes, the GM is now to the University of Utah. It's not looking great for their reputation. So it's a decent
he's
point.
right. I mean, I think we talked about, we ran down, if you guys want to go watch it back, Monty McNair's transactions, and that Zach LaVine trade was very uncharacteristic of him. We mentioned that, taking on that bad contract. You're paying Zach LaVine $50 million, and now Sabonis also around $50 million. No one's gonna take Zach LaVine's contract until maybe the last season, when he's expiring, which is 26, 27. So yeah, he's right. It's gonna be hard, which is why we advocate for just blowing the whole thing up and just starting over and trading Sabonis in the offseason, trading DeRozan, getting picks, getting young assets that are cheap. I think that's what we've been saying. That's what we've been advocating for since I started advocating for earlier than you. You were in the beginning. You still, a few weeks ago, you still had a little hope, but yeah. So I think that's the way to go. That's the really only way to get out of this salary cap nightmare that you might be stuck in with LaVine and Sabonis. Oh, this is a good.
Let's see, Cody. How much are you
Cody?
willing? Yeah, this is a good question. How much are you willing? I mean, the max for the rookie contract is like, I think it's somewhere around 32 million or something for the 4th round pick. I have to double check on that. Yeah. I don't. I mean, could he get that much? I don't think so. I think the Kings are going to try to give him 25 million a year. I think that's the deal, that maybe a 4-100 or maybe a 4-year 108 or something like that, where it's between 25 and 30. I think it'll be closer to 25 than 35.
Wow.
For sure.
You don't think he could get like 30?
It'll be,
what about if he went into the open market? You don't think he could get 35?
No, I don't think so. I think that if I would put an over under on what he would get, I'd probably put it around like 28.5 million.
Wow.
It's 27.5 million.
He is a wing that is valid. Like we said, it's it's a hot commodity in the league. Wing that could shoot threes and play defense. So
yeah. But I mean, yeah, his 3-point shot's been down the last 2 years. I know he's still a good 3-point shooter, but he's still a good 3-point shooter. But you got to look at the stats a little bit. He was 30. I think he's 34% this year from 3, and I think last year was like 35. First year was like 40 or something, 41. So he's been declining there a little bit. His defense is obviously really, really, really good, and his offense, his aggressiveness. It's a little bit tough when you got Fox, you got LaVine, you got DeMar, you got Sabonis, you got Monk. It's hard for him to do that. So just because of that, I think he's going to, because of the less opportunities had, it probably shot him down a little bit, around the 25 to 28 range is what I'm thinking. I'd be surprised if he got 30 plus. I'd be surprised.
See, I'm going to disagree with you. I think he does get 30 plus, because I think next year he'll be, next year, like you said, is his last year. And then in 26, 27, he'll be a restricted free agent. So, and I think with the salary cap going up 10%, I think there'll be a team out there that's at least willing to offer him more than 30, like around maybe 30 to 35 million. Just because, and who knows, if they do blow it up this summer, he's obviously going to get more opportunity next year. He'll have higher usage. Yeah. So whether I think next year actually might really might depend on how he plays next year. So if they do, get rid of Sabonis, DeRozan, and just sort of give him the keys and say, let's see what you could do. So I think he will. I think he will. I think he'll do enough with the salary cap increase to get more than 30 million. But we'll see.
We'll say. I mean, that'd be crazy, because just if he does get 30 plus, it'll be him, LaVine, and Sabonis. They'd be just them three. Like
well, I'm assuming Sabonis is gone.
Yeah,
26, 27, for sure. And I think
Max is saying, "Naf, what number rebuild is this for the Kings?"
What number rebuild is like? You tell me,
honestly, I'm about to tell you guys. I don't think we've had a proper rebuild. I know we've had some bad teams, and we got Tyreek and DeMarcus, but we really didn't do much after that. And we kind of try to rush and fast break these rebuilds. I think we got like what Rudy Gay and Isaiah, Rudy Gay. We tried to do that with that team. That didn't work out. This Tyrese for Sabonis stuff, got a guy that's 4 years older, 4 years older with Sabonis over Tyrese. That didn't work out.
Can rebuild with DeMarcus Cousins. He was just too good.
Yeah, I mean they messed up with.
They've had the players. Cousins. Like they've had the problem is they've had players that are just almost too good.
Yeah, and you mess up on not picking Doncic. That screwed it up a little bit. Just a lot of mess
even
ups.
Kevin Martin,
honestly,
man. Kevin Martin was a hooper. Kevin
Martin we got lucky with him. It was Jeff Petrie drafted him in
round,
like the
right?
23rd pick.
First round.
No, I think it was 23rd. Yeah, 23rd.
He was a scorer, man.
But yeah, he was there in a playoff series against the Spurs. He made a game-winning shot for us. But yeah, just not really any true rebuilds in my opinion. Nothing like the OKC Thunder, nothing like the Philadelphia Sixers where they do it properly. They try to fast forward it because they mess up on all the draft picks and stuff. Cody, I think he's more valuable than Kyle Kuzma. Keegan Murray, I believe so.
I think he's better than Kyle Kuzma.
Yeah, he's a way better defender. Yeah. Doesn't need the ball as much, and doesn't take that many bad shots. I mean,
Kuzma can be a bit, he can be a bit erratic with his shots. I agree. He's definitely better. It looks like it looks like the chat's wondering how we can rebuild the Kings. I mean, we've talked about this. We could give a sort of just a quick summary of what we said we'd do.
Kings don't even have picks to rebuild. Yeah, I mean, if they let's just say they don't make the play in this year.
This is where it starts. Yeah. That's where it starts. You have to keep your pick this year. That's where it starts. There's some good talent in this draft that you can pick up in like the 10 through 12 range, and then you trade Sabonis and that's where I think there's really like a lot of questions is what can you get for Sabonis? You said you don't think you could get like a first for him, right?
For Sabonis? I think you get a first. You do need $45 million in contract money, so you're gonna get some players back. But I think you can get a first in that deal for sure. You just got to find the right team because there's not that many teams that would need a player like him. Lots of stuff here. So yeah, just the playing stuff. Keep your pick, and then you got to keep the pick next year because the pick is top 10 protected next year. So you got to keep that one. And then the year after that, the Atlanta pick turns into 2 seconds. So it's a long process, man. You got to just let Keegan take over. Then you got to let Devin Carter develop. You got to let Keon Ellis. Hopefully he can like have more to his game other than just defense and like, spot up threes. Hopefully he can do a little bit more with his game because he'll be getting a lot of minutes. And just keep developing your players. Maybe Isaac Jones turns into something. Yeah, and you just gotta be bad. I mean, you gotta be bad. You gotta be get top 3, 4, 5 pick the year after, and hopefully hit. And that's gonna be hard with Levine. But
exactly. You gotta be bad. You gotta hope you keep your pick this year, and then, like you said, trade Sabonis, get rid of DeRozan in the summer. Those two are tradable, whether you can get a first or not, or just the problem is matching contracts. DeRozan's only on 24 mil, so I think you can make that work, and he has looked good this year. I think you could get a playoff team to buy him. And then Sabonis is, like you said, he has a very unique play style. You can't really find, you'd have to really find a suitor for him that fits his niche play style. I know I've heard Charlotte before. I don't know why Charlotte would trade for him. I'm just trying to think of teams that could maybe trade for him. Maybe Milwaukee or something. Someone that can use him because he's a win now player.
Maybe even Memphis is another one that's it's in there. Memphis, Atlanta.
I guess to pair with Triple J.
Triple J, you got John Morant going around screens. I think it could work out.
Yeah, that could work. So you trade Sabonis. The problem is Levine. I think in order to get rid of Levine, the Kings would almost have to attach a first round pick. I don't know if you want to attach one of those those protected picks that you got in the Fox deal. Maybe it might be worth it just to get rid of Levine.
People have brought this up a lot. Could OKC use Sabonis? I think that a lot of people say it would be a good fit, but like because they got Hartenstein and Chet next to him, but you don't. They're not going to mess around with what they're doing right now.
Yeah.
They're not going to have a $50 million player who can't spread the floor to just pass around the ball. I don't think they need him. They got all the pieces they need.
Yeah, exactly. So that would, I don't see him going to OKC.
This is a good point though. Sabonis will draw out a lot of fans. Like they're just going to be.
PK saying you lose Sabonis on watch the Kings. That's the problem. Is listen, you're gonna have to
marketing.
The ticket sales are gonna be down for the first couple of years, but you have to. That's just you can't look at it as a business. If you're looking at it from obviously, like you said, marketing business aspect, then you're gonna have to just sacrifice those short-term ticket sales. I'm sorry. And you're just gonna let Devin Carter, hopefully Keon Ellis, Keegan Murray, just let them all play together, let them all develop together, and then who knows? Maybe they can develop into that star talent. One of them can at least. So, and then if you keep your pick, would your draft pick from this summer, and just let them play and develop, and then like you said, you'll be bad enough probably so that next year you can get, and next year's supposed to be a deep draft. And you can probably get a top 5 pick.
Yeah. That would be the plan. Bulls got rid of their top players. Max is saying we got to be more like the Bulls. You need to cut the tall trees to let the little trees grow in the sun. This guy's going poet tonight. I mean, it's just like one of those phrases. You got to have some rainy days to enjoy the sunny days. We've had a lot of rainy days here in Sacramento,
Max, for the past 20 years.
Not like the Bulls' 6 championship run, nothing like that. Derrick Rose years, we haven't had anything like that. So there's a little counter to that. We've had a lot of rainy days. It's like a bad year in Seattle or something.
Well, the Bulls, like we said, when the Kings played the Bulls have a Hall of Fame coach, Billy Donovan. Kobe White was a great pick. He's one of the most underrated offensive threats in the league. You have to give them credit. They traded Caruso for Josh Giddey. They bought low on Josh Giddey when he was having a down year. They didn't even give up a pick, like we said earlier. And then the Matthias Buzelis pick at 11, they just hit on that. So whereas, like we said, the Kings, Davion Mitchell, 9th overall pick, didn't hit on that. Devin Carter's still early. He was 12th overall pick. So you need a GM that could really draft to really, so that's why it's really kind of like an apples and oranges comparison, and a Hall of Fame coach. So the Bulls do have the bright future, but the Bulls were also, they're in purgatory for the past few years as well. So it looks like they're finally getting out of that purgatory.
What planet doesn't want Sabonis? Man, a lot of teams don't want him, man. He's a good player. He's all NBA third team. I get it. But he still has a lot of issues. He can't spread the floor like a 3-point era that we need. He's still, he's improving. I give him credit for that. He's doing better, but I just don't feel like it's just really one of the core things for his game for sure. And then him just not being a rim protector, man, it's just tough. Like the Kings have kind of made like a defense to orient around him and stuff like that. Just because he's not bad at protecting the rim, so they just let him kind of just get destroyed on pick and rolls and stuff like that. It's not great to see. This is a nitpick. His free throw percentage isn't great either. But yeah, he's still a good player. He passes, but it depends on the team system too, right? Like he's kind of like a give and go pick and roll.
What about he did mention what about the Warriors? I could kind of see him playing with the Warriors. He does kind of fit that like pass and move. I feel like he does that well on offense.
Yeah.
But like you said, he doesn't stretch the floor. That's his problem. And his defense is
the floor, and
his defense and that's like crucial in today's NBA where you saw OKC, they just play 5 out. They have almost 5 wings out there that can guard 1 through 5, and all of them can shoot threes. That's pretty much today's NBA. And it's almost like Sabonis is kind of like a dinosaur, He plays that old school. But he is good. He's still good at playmaking and passing and moving, so he's not completely.
People bring up with the Warriors because he can, he's passing the ball and stuff like that. Like he can do that with Curry and stuff. But like it's the defense from Draymond that really sets them differently with Sabonis and Draymond, how they can do the pick and roll, the screens, and the passing game like that. That's
Yeah, I mean, look at Draymond.
that's
I mean,
really
Draymond can't shoot, but he has his
yeah,
defense is a different level.
his
Yeah,
defense.
we talked about his defense.
I mean, how
He's
old
like
is he now? And
35.
he's gonna win. He might win the
Yeah, he might win. He's probably gonna win
defensive player
Defensive
of the
Player
year
of the
award.
Year. So that's really where the difference is between Draymond and Sabonis. But they do I think on offense have similar play styles.
Yeah, I wonder. Actually, it's an interesting fact to
Sabonis
see if
probably
he's going
actually
to
a
be
better
one of the
scorer
oldest.
too, way better scorer.
Yeah, I'm curious to see if the Draymond's going to be one of the oldest defensive player of the years.
That's a good question. Maybe like I don't know, did Rasheed Wallace, Dennis Rodman back in the day? Those are the only ones I could think of.
Max, a big time Bulls fan here. They've been elite at drafting their opponents' free agency and a medical staff that got their MDs at a community college.
Max trying to turn this into a Bulls show, man.
Yeah.
Let's calm down. Max needs to calm down on drinking the Bulls juice. It's a little early. This is what happens when you beat the Lakers a couple of times. Max is on cloud 9 right now.
Well, BJ disagrees a little bit. He says the name of the game is passing and moving, not just threes. It's definitely a lot of passing and moving. That's a huge part of the game now. Going like the game and system is so much more complex than the 70s and 80s and 90s. Like there's so much more movement, screens, passing. It is not just threes, but it is still a lot of threes. Boston takes a ton of threes. Yeah. I think it's probably more than half of their shots are threes at this point, or at least close to it. So I don't know. You 3-pointer is shooting. If you guys remember the Kings when they had no shooters, Fox had like no Kevin Huerter before Kevin Huerter got bad, but it was always tough for Fox to penetrate because there was no shooters on the team ever. So you got to be a good shooter. You got to have shooters. You got to be a decent 3-point team, unless you got like Nikola Jokic or something where Denver can kind of not be that good at threes and shoot someone the least amount.
They can't shoot this year. If they had shooters, like they got rid of KCP, Bruce Brown, and they just don't have the shooters that they used to. So that's sort of why they've taken a dip a little. But yeah, no, passing and moving is definitely that's how you get open threes. So that's sort of how Golden State plays, like sort of like what was peak Popovich sort of mantra with the Ginobili, Duncan, Parker Spurs. I think they just said like one dribble or no dribbles. That was sort of their mentality. And then pass and move less than, a second. So that's definitely the way to play. But the problem is the teams still need shooters.
PK saying, give me names you want over Sabonis.
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I wouldn't trade him for like win now players. Yeah. I think it's more about the future for me, just rebuilding. But he's a good, that's what I think he's a good like win now. He could be a good win now player. If you're a team that's a playoff contender, which is why I think that's.
I mean, I don't know what he's. Give me the names you want over Sabonis. There's a lot of names. There's probably 25 names I'd probably rather have.
Oh, like in general in the vacuum. You mean PK?
Yeah. I'm not understanding that. You say you want a big guy. Who do you want? I mean, if we can get another wing, a point guard, I feel like that's a little bit more important at this point. But I'm going to bring this up because I was going to bring it up. Let's just get right to it. I'm so tired of this 0-2 crap. It's leading to what I was going to bring up today. Mike Bibby is the new Sacramento State head coach for the men's basketball team. And how long are they going to milk? How long are these Sacramento sports organizations going to milk this Sacramento team from 0-2, 0-3, 0-1, 0-2, 0-3? How long are they going to be milking this? It's been 23 years. We didn't win a championship with these guys. And now all of a sudden, they're all over the place. We had Vlade as GM. We had Page as assistant GM. They did terrible. They did absolutely terrible. Bobby Jackson was an assistant coach. He said, I'm done. I'm good. And he was actually a decent assistant coach, but he left. He was sick of this team as well. Got an offer from Nick Nurse and said, I'm out. And who else? We got now Mike Bibby, who's won 4 championships, I think, in high school for his son's team, I believe, in Arizona. He did pretty good in high school, but it's a big name, and Sac State's getting a lot of money from NCAA, NIL, all these boosters and stuff like that. They're going to be getting trying to build a NFL stadium, or not NFL, a college football stadium. So they're trying to get a big market, trying to gather some marketing for them to maybe get some better recruits. I think maybe hopefully Mike Bibby can be a positive in that. But it's just another marketing play. I mean, Doug Christie is the head coach, who I think has done a decent job, and I got to give him credit for how he's going through it. But it's just interesting that Vivek had him for this long. They just had to keep all these O2 guys around for this long. It's crazy. They've been all around for 25 years after we didn't even win a championship with them. It's one of the biggest disappointments in sports history, and they're still all around because we're grasping at any sort of positivity from the past, and it's tough to watch. And I don't know if people are seeing it. Looks like Bob is. But I was going to go off today about it. I mean, what do you think? I mean, how long are we going to milk this stuff for?
I mean, it's been 23, 24, 5 years. So it's been a while. Listen, Mike Bibby, that's Sacramento State. It's not the Sacramento Kings. Yeah. So that he's a little, I mean, he did obviously work with the Kings in like their pregame announcing and stuff. Doug Christie's been linked to the organization for a long time. Did the play-by-play, the color commentary, and then went on to be an assistant. Now he's a head coach. So yeah, I don't know what Vivek's obsession is with the 02 Kings. That is definitely one of the most underrated teams of that decade. Probably one of the best, not underrated, one of the best teams of the decade, and probably one of the best teams in NBA history to not win a championship. So I mean, it was a great team
for sure.
Mike Bibby to Sac State. We'll see how it works out. Let's remember JJ Redick also. He had no coaching experience, to be fair. I don't know if Mike Bibby's basketball mind or his X's and O's is probably not. I think it's safe to say it's not on the same level as Mike Bibby. But then again, JJ Redick is head coach of the Lakers, whereas opposed to Mike Bibby's just head coach of Sac State. And I mean, Sac State football almost hired Michael Vick as their coach too. So they're getting a lot of, and I think they're jumping up divisions. That's why I think. So, they are, it's a good location, but I agree with you. I mean, I think the Vlade news is absolutely ridiculous with the Vlade news recently. Him being mentioned in the GM name again is absolutely insane. This is like, I mean, when he drafted Marvin Bagley over Luka Doncic, that's like hiring a CEO that just cost you $1 million before and just saying, hey, you know what, let's give him another shot. None of the employees liked him. He brought the company down, cost us $1 million, net negative. Let's just give him a shot. You know what? Why not just hire him again? Give him another shot. Like, no, there's certain mistakes that you just don't come back from. I'm sorry. Like drafting Marvin Bagley over Luka. I mean, obviously he did draft Fox, to his credit. That was a good pick, but that's just a catastrophic move that I don't think I mean, that would just be, if I was a Kings fan and Vlade Divac got hired as GM, that might be the last straw. That might be the last straw for me. I mean, I know we said the Mavericks might be have one of the worst recent experiences in sports franchise history, but they would be pushing Dallas for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I don't think it's going to be that high of a chance that he's becoming. I believe Grant Napier was talking about how when he was hired as a consultant for this year, he called up Monty McNair, say, "Hey, are you cool with this? Like, I'm gonna get out of your way. If you have any questions, you can ask me, but I'm out of your hair. Like, I'm not trying to be disruptive or anything." So
why?
Hopefully, I don't.
Vlade is a consultant right now with the team, right? I don't know if it's just. I think he mentioned maybe it's just the business side of things, but I don't know if he's a business guru. No pun intended. I mean, I don't know. Vlade doesn't strike me.
Vivek doesn't know what he's doing.
Vivek
doesn't know what he's doing. He's just getting Vlade as a guy he can talk to courtside.
I don't know if Vlade is a yes man, but I mean, I just think maybe it's like he's close with Vivek, so Vivek likes to keep him around. I don't know, man. That's when I heard that news today, I was like, yikes.
Who's gonna milk 1 year of success out of the go-to Kings or the 08 Celtics?
Damn.
Looks like 02 is going way longer. They've done 23, 24 years. At least the 08 Celtics
they won a championship.
Yeah, won a championship.
Then they just won it last year. So
and they got some interesting characters there. You got Kevin Garnett. They're just in the analyzing and stuff like that.
It's not like they're I mean, it's not like the Celtics are hiring Kevin Garnett and Eddie House, and they're not bringing in these guys that to work on the staff. These guys are just like analysts. So, but they do talk about it a lot. I mean, Doc Rivers, especially, that's definitely one title that I don't know if you saw the Doc Rivers quote last. Did you see the Doc Rivers quote?
That I'm still pretty good. Like, why do people underrate me?
He said, "Yeah, I blew a couple 3-1 leads, but I still won those 3 games." I'm like, so bad. Like, no self-awareness, man. Like, you're up 3-1. You're trying to take credit for winning 3 games when you're up 3-1. That's ridiculous. I don't know. Some of these people, I think NBA media, I don't know what's going on recently. They've been taking some pills or something to make them go all loopy and stuff, but it's not good, man.
Appreciate everyone's comments here tonight. If you guys want to like, if you're not subscribed, subscribe. If you're not following Apple and Spotify, follow that. If you're not following us on Instagram at NBA Guru Show, follow us there. Appreciate everyone. Getting a lot of good dialogue today. A lot of people hating on Vivek as usual. It's the typical stuff. BJ saying Sacramento Circus. That's another one. We should revolt. I mean, people are upset, man. This is just another day as a Sacramento Kings fan, and this doesn't get better.
Kings fans don't look too happy about Vivek, so looks like it's getting worse too.
I think PK is saying a lot of stuff today. He's saying if you have 25 guys better than Sabonis, name one. I mean, what is he talking about? What is he talking about?
They did mention some names, Jaren Jackson, in the chat. So there were some names, Giannis, Sengun, I saw in there. So I mean, in a vacuum,
I'd rather have all those.
I'd rather have all those players in a vacuum. Chet Holmgren. I'm just thinking of power forwards right now. So don't get me wrong, Sabonis is I think he's a good player. I think it's just a timeline issue with Sacramento. You did the Fox, like when it was Fox and Sabonis, it was good. You guys 3rd seed, top 3 seed, took the Warriors to 7. There was nothing wrong with there's nothing wrong with Sabonis's play. It's just a timeline. I think it's time to reboot. I just don't think. I mean, you have to see what you could get for him on the market. That'll really tell you his value, I think.
Yeah, I mean, PK really wants to know how the rebuild will be going. Someone explained to him. I mean, we talked about it. Miss the plan, keep your pick. Hope you do decent with the pick. Develop your Devin Carter, Keegan Murray. Get a couple young players in free agency. Trade Sabonis for a young piece and a 1st-round pick. Then you're going to be a top 10 worst team next year. Keep that pick and go from there. That should be. I mean, when you have that number, let's say the number 12th pick from this year, the number 8 pick next year, a 1st-round pick from the Sabonis trade, and a young piece, and Keegan Murray. Hopefully, he develops into something. Devin Carter, I think we haven't seen. We'll see a lot more of him next season after he gets an offseason with the Kings. A lot of room for him to grow. I really think he can be good in this league and be a Derek White type player. Where he can average 16 points a game and just be a really good defensive player. And Keon Ellis played a game, and just see what happens. And keep Malik Monk. You still have Monk. I think he can be a decent player. Keep him as being a 20-point scorer, maybe 6-7 assists. His pick and roll game with a future young piece is good. I mean, I don't know how else to explain it. That's how it'd be.
Yeah, so they're saying it's that's not a rebuild. You get some flack for that. Well, I guess I don't know what you want to call it. Call it what you want to call it. I mean, rebuild, soft reboot,
reset. I don't know.
It's a development system, but I mean, like you said, if you watch our last video on Monty McNair, we have another video where it's time to rebuild in Sacramento. If you watch that video, we break it down. What we would do, but I guess it starts just with the hitting on your picks. You need a new GM. We said we would clean house, new GM, coach tandem. Obviously, the owner needs to be hands off. There's like a lot of little plays that go into it.
Yeah, that's a big one. This is a funny question.
No. Stay away from Embiid.
We don't even know if he's going to play another game.
Probably the most probably the least, I would say,
one of the worst contracts now
in the league right now.
Yeah.
The 76ers completely screwed up giving him that contract.
Yeah.
And I mean, who even knows how long he's gonna play for? And he still has he just signed like a 5-year super max. So that's stay away. That's a red flag right there.
Flores making good sense here. Rebuild involves getting rid of all players that are considered assets. Go with that. That's basically what we're saying.
Because I mean, we're saying,
and we forgot. Yeah, I was just gonna say we forgot to mention trade DeRozan for a couple 2nd-round picks, 2-3 2nd-round picks. You could probably get some okay value there. So, yeah, sorry, you can go ahead.
Yeah, no. We pretty much focused on just trading DeRozan, Sabonis in the offseason and just seeing what you could get for them at least this offseason. Keeping your pick, like you said, and then just letting the young players play more and develop. I mean, it's what's the future with DeRozan and Levine? What's your ceiling realistically? Like we said, what's the ceiling with this team? It's probably an 8 seed. I mean, if we're being real. And then like this year they would get swept most likely by OKC. I don't know.
And we're one of the oldest teams in the leagues, and we're still at this peak. So I mean, come on, it's kind of common sense.
Look at the Rockets. Look at the other teams in the league. The Rockets. Look at the Trailblazers today. You know, they started the rebuild not that long ago, and they have already turned it around. Especially the Rockets. They're top 3 seed. You know, once they traded James Harden and started rebooting, and they just hit on their draft picks. So they got Sengun in the mid-first round. So that's pretty much. I mean, the draft is crucial, obviously, and I think we ran through the draft picks in Monty McNair's tenure last show, and it was just he just passed up on a lot of good players that are in the league right now. For players like Davion Mitchell, even Keegan Murray, there was a couple players behind him that were probably better. So, yeah.
Max saying if you rebuild after DeRozan signs free agent, who's going to want to risk coming to the Kings in the future? I mean, the whole point is just getting young players right now and develop those guys. And free agency, you just want young players that they're going to get playing time and stuff. So
yeah, I mean, look, it's going to be a long process.
We're not going to get any DeRozans or something again, like in the next couple summers or anything. Don't expect that. I don't think they would want to come here because we're not going to be winning. It's just trying to get some young pieces to develop and grow. And
it's going to be just going to, the whole point of doing it this summer is just to speed up the process. I mean, in 1 to 2 years, you're probably going to have to end up doing this anyway. And then, like we said last pod, you never know. You got like a 1%, 2% chance at Cooper Flag. Why not? That's better than nothing. Cleveland wasn't in 03, got LeBron. They were long shots. Chicago with D-Rose. They were like in that bottom 4 odds, and they ended up winning the lottery. So I mean, the lottery is another. I don't know how that works.
This DSC saying cut everyone but Keegan, JV, and Sabonis. He wants to keep Sabonis. I feel like you got to keep Devin Carter in there as well.
I think he assumes they're keeping Devin Carter. So Monk. Yeah, I would keep Monk. I would like you said, I would keep Monk. I don't know why you would get rid of Monk. He's on a good contract, and he's only 26.
Yeah.
Let him play with the young guys.
Yeah. Appreciate everyone staying up, giving good content, dialogue. If you guys want to like the pod, the show, YouTube, wherever you're listening, we appreciate you guys all here. Any other stuff that we missed today? I mean, we talked about the Kings standings. We talked about Conspiracy Corner with Keon Ellis. Talked about how much Keegan Murray is going to try to make. Talking about Mike Bibby and the 0-2 team just milking their way for their whole entire careers in Sacramento, which I got to give props
to. Chris Webber, doesn't he have like a business in Sacramento?
Oh, he did have a restaurant, and he got sued for it. He wasn't paying his loans. He wasn't paying his rent and stuff like that for that. It was in Atomas.
Bobby Jackson, isn't he coaching on NBA team, right? Bobby Jackson is assistant somewhere, right?
Yeah, he's for Nick Nurse in Philadelphia. Right. Yeah. We talked about the Lakers Bulls game. That was crazy. Malik maybe being on the bench, maybe not. And Yeah, we talked a lot about the rebuild, and you know what?
Sabonis
This
is
is
a
it.
hot
I mean, this
topic
is
today. Sabonis,
yeah.
PK going hard
For back,
for Sabonis. Shout out PK, man, defending
yeah.
Sabonis hard. It's a good, he's standing on that hill.
This is actually a funny. Pageman brings something
Yeah, that's
funny.
what I was like. I didn't want to
LeBron,
say it, but LeBron said it.
it's kind of funny. He did. He's like, man, the year I got drafted, it's
I
the
think it
Cleveland's
used to
number
be
one.
like when it
Crazy.
was D Rose and
Start,
like you said, the LeBron draft when David Stern was in charge for sure, man. Like those,
yeah,
like the odds that the Bulls and the Cavs had. I think there was another one, maybe. I think the Pelicans getting Zion, and the
yeah.
Pelicans getting Anthony Davis after they, I think that was after Charlotte sold the team,
Mm-hmm.
or like the NBA was taking
Mm-hmm.
control of the team, and then David Stern was essentially GM. That's when he vetoed the Chris Paul trade, and
Yeah,
then they,
yeah. There's a lot. I mean, the Kings 0-2 against Lakers. It's
yeah,
another one
David
that
Stern.
is another Stern
I know there's
possibility
a lot of David
conspiracy.
Stern. A lot of people miss David Stern. I do too. David Stern was
And
good
the
for the
gambling,
league,
right?
huh?
And, yeah, and the Jordan gambling, was he
Oh yeah,
suspended because he didn't pay?
that's a deep hole to get into. I don't know much about that, but yeah, David Stern. I mean, I give credit to him. He ran the league. He brought the league to what it was, and then Adam Silver. I mean, I'm not a big fan of what Adam Silver is doing, and I don't think a lot of people are.
Yeah,
So that's another topic.
that,
But
we had a conspiracy corner earlier of or Luca. How did this happen to him on the Lakers? I mean, could be that's another conspiracy. We don't. You just never know, man. You just
yeah, and
never
then Adam
know
Silver today was
what
talking
stuff goes
about
on behind the
like the
scenes.
All-Star game and like how obviously it was a
Yeah,
flop and he's getting rid of it. And then he was talking about,
yeah,
oh, we'll explore.
yeah. Let's get into that. Just end it off
Yeah. I
on
mean,
that. Let's talk
Adam
about
Silver was
Adam
talking about like,
Silver
oh
real
yeah,
quick.
we'll explore expansion when
Hmm.
when the Celtics transactions complete. It's like what? Like, I mean, everyone knows Seattle and Vegas are getting NBA teams, and they obviously the
Yeah,
league needs to go to 32 teams. I think the talent pool is way too deep right now. All 30 teams. I mean, if you
yeah,
if you just look at the worst teams roster, like Washington, like they all have Charlotte, like they all have like legit like NBA guys that can play, and then you have all these guys coming
yeah,
out of nowhere and just putting up points. So I think the league
yeah.
definitely needs two expansion teams. I don't know why Adam Silver is just sort of beating around the bush there, and then he's talking about like a FIBA league, like a European combined with a FIBA league to compete with the Euro
Hmm.
League. So I don't know, man. Adam
Okay.
Silver has been
Was it? It sounded like a lot of vague ideas that like they're just kind of exploring
yeah,
right
he's just
now.
kind of exploring. I mean, just like he's been doing with the All-Star game and stuff, which has been just
Yeah,
complete flop. So yeah, I mean, Adam Silver has
yeah,
not been not the highest approval rating, and I'm not the biggest fan so far. So I'll just say that.
yeah. He's had some wins. He's had some misses lately. He's had more misses. So he's kind of been on a little rough streak. But we appreciate everyone out commenting, staying with us all the way up to 11:30 tonight on the West Coast, and we're gonna be on. I think Monday will be the next one. It'll be an earlier show. It'll be around 7:30, and after the Indiana game with the Kings. So we're gonna take the weekend off, and hopefully we'll get you guys more content. We're gonna try to find more interview. We'll try to make some interviews with some people here and there, and record those and get those on. So
Yeah,
everyone appreciate it. Everyone staying long.
good
Yeah,
shouts, good shouts. Shout out the chat. Chat came with some fire today. So shout out PK, Max, EJ,
yeah.
Cody, Flores, Pejamin. Shout out everyone in the
Pageman saying
chat.
LeBron. Once LeBron leaves NBA going downhill, hot take.
Is that a hot
That is
take?
not
No,
going in the hot take category.
oh,
No,
come on. That is
that
not a
is not
hot
a hot
take,
take,
Benjamin.
man.
Come on. Everyone's been saying once LeBron and Curry leave, it's looking bleak for the league.
Yeah.
So
If you can make a if you can make a prediction for right now, who's winning the NCAA tournament?
oh
You got
wow.
any
On my bracket, I had
predictions
Florida,
right now?
but I think
I
you'd
had
have
Florida as
Florida. I
well.
think I would probably lean Duke. Duke has so many they have so many
Yeah,
just NBA prospects. They have
yeah,
Tyrese Proctor, Cooper
yeah,
Flag, Con Knipple. These guys are all going to the league next year,
yeah,
first round picks probably. They might have like 4 or 5 first round
yeah,
picks just on their team.
yeah. Duke. Duke looks strong. I thought it was a closer game than I expected, though. Today, I thought they would do a little bit better against Arizona.
Yeah,
But
Arizona had Caleb Love. Caleb Love
yeah,
went
they look strong
crazy.
still.
He was on North
Yeah,
Carolina
he
last
had like
year. He was,
yeah, that's true. He had over
yeah, he
31
had, I
points or
think,
something at
and
least.
Cooper Flag had like 30 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, and it
Yeah,
was pretty much just him versus Caleb Love. That was a good game, but
yeah.
yeah, I'd probably switch my pick to Duke if I can. What about you?
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm sticking with Florida. I think Alabama shoots a bunch of threes,
No.
and they could maybe upset Duke. I'm not guaranteeing it. I'm not locking it in, but just I think
Well,
it'll
if you
be a
watch
tight
that
game.
BYU game, the reason they made all those threes because BYU was giving them the threes because
Yeah,
Alabama, like before in the tournament, they were not shooting well. They were shooting like I think 8 for
yeah.
43. They were from 3 point. They were from three-point line.
Yeah.
They were 8 for
They just
43.
chalked.
And then today they just went crazy because BYU was like going under screens and they were giving them threes. And that's the thing with college. Like you almost kind of want the players to shoot, like let them shoot just because they shoot so
Yeah,
poorly. So I think they
yeah. It's
gambled.
not like
They
NBA.
gambled on that strategy. I actually
It
picked
worked
BYU in
out.
my final four, but
Oh
I
yeah, you
did,
did. You
but
did.
yeah,
You
but
told me.
I thought that they just played it wrong today. I mean, they scored 88 points. They scored 90 points and got blown out in a college game. You know how crazy that is to score 90 points,
Yeah,
to score 90 points and get
that
blown
is it
out.
was a crazy scoreline.
Usually score 90
Yeah,
points to the one that's
no, for
blown the other
sure.
team out. So I don't know. College is it could be hard to watch
It'll be
sometimes.
fun. Yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see you guys on Monday. Appreciate you guys taking the time to seeing us, watching us, follow us, and everything.